So obviously, the Steelers and Cowboys both won last week. Unfortunately for Nick Saya and his Miami Dolphins, it was a rough week for them. Let's start with that game. Here's Saya's thoughts, and then go from there.
It was the first game all season. I've seen Toby out of sync. There's a lot of throws that he normally would make. There's a lot of opportunity for Miami to be successful against that 49ers defense.
Mhm.
But Tua was just off for the first time this season. It's gonna happen. Um, he couldn't really pass the ball with accuracy. The game was so close in the first half. I think it was like 10-10. That opening play had my hopes up high. Just didn't pan out the way I wanted. Those back-to-back interceptions, I could see the vision he had. Like I know what he wanted. The second one was a bad one. He should have just taken the sack. But the first one, I saw what he had, just wasn't accurate. Um, that fumble at the end of the game, it was a very close game. I want to say until the very end. What you mean?
No, I said it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That fumble was costly. That kind of like shut the game down. I hope Tua's all right with that ankle injury. But yeah, now we get to play the Chargers. I can see MVP Tua back, so just looking forward.
Yeah. I watched majority of that game. I was very surprised with the poor performance from Tua. I expect him to come out and continue to what he was doing the previous weeks. To see that was a little disappointing even for a non-Dolphins fan. But I expect to bounce back week, like you said. And it was also a rough day for that O line as well.
Yeah, but like I don't know if it was so much as rough for the O line as it was like because I think if Tua was making his passes more accurately, I think it would have relieved the pressure of the O line.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
what I think just because Tua couldn't throw the ball like that, he had to hold on to it, make sure people
Y-
were like open.
Yeah,
I don't think that was the problem.
that's fair. You guys think you should have ran more? You only ran like 8 times.
N- It's tough to say. They were shutting down the run very well.
Yeah,
I think with Tua playing how he was, they were trying to put the confidence back in him by having him throw the ball, and it just didn't work. Um, I'm not mad that Miami passed the ball a lot because normally Tua's on it, and
right.
that's a lot of our offense. But I think they should have ran the ball a little bit more in the second half.
I agree. I think they should have ran it. I feel like running it would have took a little bit of pressure off of Tua, and it would have helped a little bit, but I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, facts.
Gio, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that was an interesting game, right? Garoppolo goes down in the first quarter. I really thought Miami was going to get that win. Obviously, San Fran's defense is no joke. They're obviously, to me, the best defense in the league with Bosa and them boys on the front line. This is the first defense, in my opinion, where Tua didn't really know what to do, right? And that's a great learning curve for him as well, going into the postseason where he is going to see better defenses and where he's going to be able to make those adjustments better. When they go against a great defensive team like the Jets, like the 49ers, right? Those are the only two defenses that stand out to me, right? With the teams they've played and lost, right? In the other two games they've lost, right, against the Bengals, where I don't see their defense as great as the Jets or as the 49ers. The Vikings defense, I don't think is like the 49ers and the Jets as well. But those two teams, right, they're losing to teams that have great defenses, although they have an explosive offense. Another thing that stood out to me, right, was the possession time. San Fran had 40 minutes and 34 seconds compared to Miami's 19 minutes and 26 seconds, which to me obviously shows who's going to win the game, right? If you have the possession more, you're most likely controlling the game and the tempo, and you've got control of that game. something that really shocked me though was how San Fran had 24 first downs compared to Miami's 14. Where as explosive as that offense is, I expected them to be closer, if not better first down, or have better first downs compared to San Fran, especially with, I would say, a third string quarterback. And those 4 turnovers, like you guys said, really hurt them. So they got their work cut out for them, but I think they can, adjust and come back with a win against the Chargers.
I agree.
Third down conversions hurt too. They couldn't
Yeah.
convert on third down for anything.
I will say though, you can't really compare the Jets game because Tua didn't play, so we don't know what he would have done against the Jets. So
Still a great defense. Am I
yeah, but
wrong?
I still think Tua would have played better and would have lit him up.
I also think if Teddy was healthy, I think we would have done some work on that. Game planned all week around Teddy just for him to get hurt in the first possession. Tough.
It is a great defense, but they have some liabilities that offenses can take advantage of.
And Tua will. Tua owns New York. All of it. But yeah, like I don't know. I think a lot of blame goes on Tua for this one. As much as I hate to say it, I'm still a big Tua supporter. I think he's second in MVP voting still.
Behind.
Patty Mahomes.
Okay, so you finally said it.
Yeah, Tua finally had a bad game, but I expect him to bounce back and have another MVP-like game against the Chargers.
I agree. That Chargers defense is definitely exploitable. I expect him to exploit it.
Yeah, but I think they might be better than the 49ers defense though.
I don't know about that one.
That
I,
is.
I think so.
Healthy, yeah, but they haven't been healthy all year, really.
I don't even say that. The 49ers proved, again and again, when healthy, they are the best defense in the league.
They would have got
Overall.
exposed if Tua was on something in that Dolphins game. There was opportunity on opportunity on opportunity for Tua to make big plays and for
That's
Tua to
facts.
move the ball.
Tyreek and Waddle were open like 50% of the time, and Tua just threw it high.
Yeah, couldn't deliver the ball. So I think if Tua was in the right state of mind where he was confident in himself, I think he would have
But
thrived.
then again, was that because of the pressure?
There was really no pressure if you watched the game. He just was
I
missing
think
throws.
I think it's the narrative. Tua's first game this season against a top ranked defense.
Mm-hmm.
I also
I
think,
think
Mike McDaniel going back, they really wanted to get him a win, so he was trying to force a few things.
yeah. I think he was in his head too much.
I agree. I may be biased, but to me, Cowboys defense is still the best in the league.
I think you are biased. I really do.
No, I believe that too though.
Well,
Not,
I'm just saying
not
the
even,
bias towards the hate towards the Jets is one thing.
they're not even top five. Don't even come to me with that.
The Jets defense,
They're not even top five.
top 5 defenses this year.
Yeah, they're not top five.
Who is it?
So I'd take Cowboys,
Yeah, San Fran.
Niners,
Yep.
Bills.
Well, okay.
Even the unhealthy Bills are still a better defense than the Jets.
Okay.
I agree.
I would take the Chargers, even though y'all might disagree with that.
Even when they got like nobody right now, like when they were unhealthy for most of the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd still like the Buccaneers defense, even though they haven't really been on anything. I think they're a better defense.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles defense isn't terrible. I think they're better.
I agree.
I can't think of the rest of the teams off the top of my head.
That was 6, so
Jets are like 8th, 9th best defense, maybe.
yeah, let's say they're top 10.
Yeah. Where would you put them, Gio? In the top 5?
Where would I put them?
Or the Jets just overall?
The Jets
Like,
overall as a team?
No, just defense.
Just
But like you
defense.
don't have to put them just in the top five. You think they're
Top three.
you know,
Um, yeah, they're top 10. I would even say Washington, might be close to them as well.
When
Uh,
Chase Young gets back,
yeah,
definitely.
you got the Cardinals as well. When
I
when they're
like their
good.
offense more.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of their defense.
Okay. To each their own, but like I said, I think personally, I got, the Cardinals and the Commanders defense ahead of the Jets, along with some of the teams. I don't have the Chargers, but every other team you just mentioned, I have above them. So they are still top 10 in my opinion. But they deserve the respect. Sauce Gardner deserves his respect. He might be one of the best in the league right now. Even though he's a rookie, he's coming up there. You know, would you put him? Where would you put him right now?
He's not a top 15 corner yet, in my eyes at least.
Okay.
We want to talk
But
about corners. There was a corner that Nick Saya called overrated earlier in the year. I
he's
think
balling this
I
year.
think
But,
Trayvon
but
Diggs
you
heard
said that
that.
as well. You said that as well earlier.
No, I didn't say he was overrated. I said he does let up big plays, but I think he will fix that, and he has.
Yeah, he's been balling.
He
He's
held
definitely
who you guys think is a top three receiver, Justin Jefferson, to three targets, two catches, 19 yards.
Right. Which personally, I don't have Justin there yet. I still got Reek. I still got um what's this LA, Triple Crown,
Oh no, Cup.
Cooper Cup, right? And then this might shock you, but the third best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams,
I agree.
like over Justin.
He is
I
top.
personally
He's top three in my book.
but over Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
over Justin, yeah.
Nah, bro, I think he's the best wide receiver right now. I'm sold on him now.
You think Justin's the best wide receiver over Tyreek now?
I do, yeah.
And a healthy Cooper Cup?
I think it's more debatable between him and Cooper,
Hmm. For sure.
See,
but
if he was the best receiver, he wouldn't be having quiet games like that, though, in my opinion.
what you mean?
Like quiet games he did against the Cowboys, and it's not the only quiet game he's had this year either. He's had majority of his games have been great, but he's had a few quiet games where I would expect him to go off.
What is quiet to you though?
Against Detroit, he had 14 yards.
To me, quiet is for him under 50 yards.
So that's also Philly, September 19th. Detroit, September 25th. You had then Dallas. And then you also had the Jets. All
So
under
that's
50.
that's 4 games.
4 games.
Okay, we could talk about Devontae Adams' start to the year too, though. He wasn't really on anything to start the season.
He started out 10 for 141 and a touchdown, week one. Week two,
Hmm.
okay, he was quiet, 2 for 12 and a touchdown. Then he had 5 for 36, but then he started picking it up. He got 9 for 101, 3 for 124, 2 touchdowns, 8 for 95. And then he had a really quiet game against the Saints. But ever since that quiet game against the Saints, he's been over 100 in 5 of the last 6.
That's
So
fine.
I still think Devontae is better than Justin Jefferson.
I think you wildin' on that. So, what, you want to put Justin Jefferson top five?
Oh,
No,
he's
he is
top
top
five.
5. He's top
Four?
5. Yeah,
Crazy. This is the guy leading the league, right? Is he not leading the league?
I
He
believe
in
Tyreek
For
is.
yards.
receiving yards?
I
Justin
thought
Tyreek.
Tyreek.
Jefferson?
Tyreek. Tyreek's got
It's Tyreek.
1,300
Yeah,
Is
compared to
Reek still?
12.
yeah.
All right, that's good. Um, but okay, so he's second in receiving yards
Mhm.
behind just Tyreek Hill.
Right.
The amount of touchdowns he's had and big moment plays, I think
Mhm.
puts him over Devontae Adams. I think this offense relies heavily on Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson making plays. Otherwise, the team isn't really on anything, in my opinion.
You could also say
I
the same
agree.
about the Raiders, though.
What the Raiders aren't on anything. They're like
Yeah,
bottom,
Justin Jefferson is a dog.
and they're winning. So
Yeah, that's fair. But to me, I still got Devontae.
for
That's fair.
sure, because he's playing with Derek Carr. Like no disrespect to Derek Carr, but
Right.
he's not Kirk Cousins.
No.
What you mean, no? They're like the same level.
No, Derek Carr, I would say is below Kirk Cousins because you know what you're gonna expect with Kirk Cousins. You don't know what to expect with a Derek Carr.
Kirk can at least get you 200 a game.
Right.
You don't know if Carr's going to get you 300 or 150.
Right.
Fair. But like it averages out. Derek Carr has way more high volume games.
It doesn't average out, bro. It does not.
I don't know. So you'd say Derek Carr is below average quarterback?
Yes. I believe that for a while now.
No,
I think he's
above
average.
quarterback.
He's average.
That's what I call it, Kirk too. Kirk is like the
But
definition
Kirk
of an
is
average quarterback.
Kirk is on the top part of that average list. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Yeah, Kirk is top
No,
average.
Kirk's in the middle of the
Kirk's
average.
dead middle of
Yeah.
every single quarterback.
But an average quarterback, I'd like who would you put in average? Because you got Kirk Cousins, you got Derek Carr, you got Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, Jimmy's below average.
You think Jimmy's below? I would put him in that average range.
I
as
put him
well.
in average.
No, he's below average. Wow.
Would you have Herbert as average right now, or would you put him that star?
I think he's above average.
He's
Yeah.
above average.
Even though he's having a rough year, I think it's just health that's really bothering him.
So I'm just saying, really, in that average category, you're gonna take Kirk Cousins over anybody, right? So wouldn't you put him at the top of that category?
No.
I still got a middle, but I gotta see.
Yeah, give me a quarterback you would take ahead of Kirk Cousins that's in that category.
Where would you put Matt Stafford this year before his injury?
Matt Stafford this year, obviously he's average, but I got Kirk because obviously he played way better than Matt.
No, see, I would put Matthew Stafford above average. Or at average, but above Kirk.
I've got on a regular season, I got Matthew Stafford ahead of everyone. He's above average in my book.
Yeah. I think he's above average when he's
So
on this stuff.
right, so he is obviously ahead of Kirk, but in the average category, who do you have above Kirk?
Sam Darnold.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah. I would put Sam Darnold above Kirk in the average category.
I think you're disrespecting Kirk right now, and I think you need to apologize.
No, I think Kirk gets way too much hype just because he's getting carried by Justin Jefferson.
True.
That's
that
actually
was the best in the league.
That's actually fair.
But with his teams before as well, without that core receiver, he's been putting up average numbers his entire career.
Yes, middle tier average though, not like this.
But still, give me who you picking up. Who you picking ahead of him in the average?
Would you guys
Sam
put
Darnold.
Would you put Deshaun Watson in average right now?
Well, we haven't seen him play in a year, but he was above average before.
Yeah, he was above average before. Based off that one game sample size, what he is today, he is bad quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
He's below Baker Mayfield, in my opinion. The way he played, I think Baker Mayfield.
Actually, yeah, off he played, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it's a really bad sample size since it was like
Yeah.
Right.
so horrifically bad. Of a score.
Yeah. All the defense scored the entire points.
So like I asked again, who are you taking ahead of Kirk Cousins in the average category?
Danny
This-
Jones.
Actually, yeah.
Daniel Jones,
That's a
I
good
would
pick.
take ahead of Kirk.
That's a good
I will
pick.
agree with that one. But he's still a top. Like he's like top 2, I would say. Like you got another one?
Heineke.
Ooh.
I agree. I like Heineke.
That's my guy too.
Will you put
So
Kyler Murray in average right now?
he's above average.
See, I used to be a big Kyler fan, like a believer.
Mhm.
But after so long, bro, just seeing how he plays, I really can't anymore. Like
Yeah,
he's really just not that good.
I believe he's average. And that's one I'll take over Kirk.
You
Yeah,
would take
I think
Kyler over Kirk.
100%.
barely though, barely.
See, I can make the argument where I'd take Kirk over Kyler, but at the same time, I can also make an argument of why Kyler's ahead of him in a category where he's above average.
It's
So,
fair.
Fair. But yeah,
anyways, we all
We got
know
off
Kirk
topic a little
Cousins.
bit.
yeah.
He's he's the guy, in Minnesota. He's the most average quarterback. If you look in the dictionary for an average quarterback, you're gonna see Kirk Cousins' name,
Yes,
and then below that, you're gonna see Derek Carr's name.
I agree.
But ahead of that, you're gonna see Daniel Jones and Heineke's name. So moving on to the Steelers game. That was a tough win. I didn't expect it to get that close. Um, I liked how we were playing, but then again, I believe we should have won by more. Thoughts on the game?
I I think the Falcons are better than what their record shows.
Oh, for sure.
I expected a low scoring game where the Steelers won, which is what we got.
Mhm.
Though both those offenses are a little inconsistent, don't know what to expect, but the Steelers came out on top because they could score more.
Mhm.
And
And they got a better
defensively,
defense.
right, defensively, I expected the Steelers to not shut down the Falcons, but hold them to at least 10 to 17. I
Mhm.
expected 10, but they let up, I believe, 17. So, I mean, it was a win that was much needed for the Steelers, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch this game. Um, but it's good for the Steelers to get the dub, you know.
Yeah.
But did the Falcons use Marcus Mariota as like a running quarterback at all?
I don't know. I really didn't watch it either. Gio?
Um, I would say like really like here and there, you know. Um, he was passing a lot. He was 13 for 24, right? Passing the
Mhm.
ball, 167 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Like I said, it was like a weird game, right? Personally, like just because of like Jake said, how spotty both offenses are, right? Our defense obviously I think needs to get better, but it still held their own. As long as we got the win, that really is what matters. I think we still got a chance to win that division. Like I've been saying this entire time, Lamar Jackson goes down. The Bengals, they're they've got a lot of problems too, in my opinion. Don't give me that look.
No,
Mike,
I,
don't
st I still got the
disrespect
Bengals.
Mike Tomlin. Do not disrespect Mike Tomlin and what he can do with his team.
I got the Bengals.
See, I wouldn't say I'm disrespecting Mike Tomlin at this point,
Okay.
but I feel like late in the season is when Joe Burrow really turns up.
Exactly. And
And
that's
I
why
feel
he beat
like
the Chiefs.
yeah, and I feel like being behind at this point is just the problem. To where now Joe Burrow is hitting his stride for the season.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard to catch up on them.
And honestly, I think Patrick Mahomes and that offense, you can say all the, praise for Cincinnati, but that offense wasn't really clicking as what we thought it was going to click as well, in the red zone at least. So they're going to get better with that. Obviously, they're one of the best teams in the league. We still got a chance. You got to give it to us. Cincinnati, they need to lose 3 more games in order to be tied with us. I think that's possible. Leading up with the Buccaneers, Tom Brady, never doubt Tom Brady. In the last 4 minutes of that Monday night football game, scored 2 touchdowns to win the game.
The Bengals aren't the Saints though.
No, but Tom
So
Brady is Tom Brady, and Mike Evans is Mike Evans. Chris Godwin, when healthy, is Chris Godwin.
Evans hasn't been playing good this year, though, if we're going to be honest.
He's
To be
had
fair,
his moments.
I'm cheering on the Bucks. Or no, I'm not cheering on the
Yes,
Bucks
you
this
are.
year.
You are cheering
I'm
on the
not.
Bucks
But I am cheering for some Bengals losses coming in the future.
for sure, for sure.
Just for
So
the
you got the
AFC playoff picture. You feel me?
Makes
so you
sense.
got you got the Buccaneers, you got the Bills, you got the Ravens, and you got the Patriots, and you got the Browns. Deshaun Watson coming back, second game, going into his stride. There you go. The Browns defense playing the way they did last week.
They win. Bengals
So
win.
you mean the Browns?
Bengals
The
win.
Browns win. Okay.
Bengals win.
Then we got the Buccaneers.
Deshaun's
I
not.
think Tom Brady, different level, ending maybe his final season in his career. Then you got the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. This explosive offense against another explosive offense. The Bills win. They're a better team.
I
The
can't have
Ravens,
that.
obviously, I think the Bengals will win, depending on how Lamar is doing. But there's the three losses with the Browns, the Bills, and the Buccaneers.
I expect them to beat the Bills. They always play better against higher competition. That's going to happen. And they're not losing to Deshaun. Deshaun's not. He's still going to be rusty.
Need the Bills to lose that game. Need it.
We will see what happens. But that can happen. The Steelers can take the first spot if they beat the Ravens twice. And once they do that, y'all will be, talking, saying, wow, man, look at them Steelers go.
I don't think so, but we'll see what happens. Uh, well, on to the Cowboys. So Sunday night, it's a blowout. Close game through three quarters, though. Let's give the Colts their credit. They played tough through three quarters. Then the Cowboys just threw an avalanche at them in the fourth quarter, 33 unanswered points in 12 minutes. It's crazy. Um, I think the defense played, what'd you say?
It's against the Colts.
Yeah, so our offense is still one of the best in the league right now.
Yeah, because
If
even
not,
then, there was no defensive touchdowns, right?
no, there was.
Wait, how many were defensive? One or two?
I think one, the fumble, scoop and score.
Oh, yeah. But other than that, that's still 26 points directly from that offense.
Right.
With that's fast pace.
And I remember, Gio throwing some shade at Dak. I think Dak heard, he heard Gio. Ever since we
Good.
got Dak back, we are one of, if not the best offenses statistically since he came back. We have the best point differential in the league since Dak came back. We averaged 37.2 points per game since Dak came back. That's the best in the NFL. So thank you,
I
Gio,
love
for calling Dak out.
Yo, you know what? I love this because everything you just said, I will use against you when they lose in the playoffs. Why did they lose? They had all the things you just mentioned. And
We'll
they
see
will
what
still
happens.
find a way to lose in the playoffs.
That's cool. Steelers will be watching from home, so we'll see what happens.
It's all good, man. One
We'll
season
see.
out, we win every other season, so it's all good.
You ain't winning next year either, but we'll see what happens.
Y'all ain't
Uh,
winning the season.
yeah, we are.
When are you winning? It's been at least 20 years since we've seen you in the Super Bowl, so when are you winning?
Don't worry, we'll be in there in the next 3 years.
I
They can
hope
make
when
the
I'm
Super
alive.
Bowl. They won't win it though.
What'd you say?
Y'all can make the Super Bowl. Y'all ain't winning it though.
Nah,
We'll
There's
see
another
about that.
team.
it's
There's
gonna be
another
an
team.
AFC team for the next at least 5 years.
No, disagree. Um,
You got Kansas City, you got the Dolphins, you got the Steelers coming up, you got the Ravens,
I'm not worried about the
you got the
Steelers or the
Jets.
Ravens. The Ravens have no playoff success. Not worried about the Jets.
You got
It's just
Kansas, like I mentioned, you got Kansas City and you got the Dolphins. You got the
who's it?
Bills,
Oh, there it is.
Those are the only three I'm scared about. That's it.
Now
and
you
they
don't
can
got to
beat
worry
any
about the
team in the
other two.
NFC, any team. So
You
We'll
don't
see.
got to worry about the other two teams. You just got to worry about Miami because they're about to become a dynasty.
they can, they can.
It was about to be on that Brady train.
Anyway, back to the Cowboys game. I think the defense played mediocre throughout three quarters, but then the fourth quarter they really turned it up.
For
We
sure.
were, like I said, we need to stop playing down to our opponents like we did against the Giants on Thanksgiving. Then we did it against the Colts through three quarters Sunday night. So in order to be one of the best, even though we have it statistically, in order to win in the playoffs, we need to stop playing close games through three quarters. Because if you do that against teams, even if they have worse records than you, you're going to be in a dogfight, and that's going to be a little nerve wracking for the playoffs. So I would like to see us play more of a full game, but it was great to see us dominate them in the fourth quarter. That was very fun to watch as a Cowboys fan. And hopefully we destroy the Texans and get our first back-to-back 10-win season since 96 and 97.
And what happened then?
What do you mean?
Didn't y'all win the Super Bowl back then?
Yeah, in the 90s we did.
96?
I don't know if it was 96, but I believe it was 98.
98?
I believe, yeah. All
But
right, go
with
ahead,
that
Sam.
dog, with that, talking about that dogfight thing you were speaking of,
Yeah,
think about in the playoffs, there's especially one person who Gio mentioned earlier that you
yeah.
really don't want to be in the dogfight with
No,
because he's going to find a way to win late in that
yes,
fourth quarter.
exactly.
TB12, hate him, but like, you gotta respect what he does.
100%. And that's why I hope the Cowboys keep winning, because with Jimmy Garoppolo's injury, I'm more confident we can beat the 49ers than I am that we can beat the Bucks.
Hey, don't sleep on Purdy. He was playing
He is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
very good, but I trust my defense more against Purdy than I do against Brady.
And I
That might,
trust.
that might be
Go ahead.
Brady 2.0.
I see San Fran's defense dominating your guys' offense.
Nah,
I can see it being more of a struggle for the Cowboys offense.
it would be a struggle, but I could still see us putting up at least 27.
I don't know about that one.
That's hard.
I think with your offensive play style, you only have one wide receiver threat really to me.
Mhm.
And I think if you double cover CD, there's not much your offense is gonna do with that 49ers front seven. Like I think the corner's weak spot is their cornerback position. And only having one wide receiver, I think that's a weak point towards your offense against them.
I believe in Michael Gallup more than not, and I also believe in James Washington once he gets back healthy. And I think CD would be able to get open as well.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I
And
might have
if not, we got Tony Pollard coming out of the backfield with speed. And we have one of the best O lines, so I trust that O line against their D line.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Fred Warner in that linebacker field. Who else? Nick Bosa coming off the line.
I
Bro, I
trust my O
might.
line.
It's going to be a close game. It is going to be 17-20, 17-21.
Don't
In
sleep
my
on Purdy.
opinion, it's going to be San Fran.
I think we win, but I'm biased, obviously.
We gotta wait for the seedings. You feel me?
We got to wait to see who we actually play, because as of right now, we're playing the Bucks, and if we're in a dogfight with Tom Brady, we know what happens.
Sure.
See, this is what I believe, though. The way I saw that game Monday, that was one of my first games I've seen of Tom Brady this year.
Mhm.
Those weapons he has cannot catch a ball for their lives.
No,
They're
I believe
misreading plays,
Mike
and
Evans has a bunch of drops too this year.
he's got a bunch of drops. Your guys, like you guys said, in full honesty, you guys got one of the best defenses in the league.
100%.
Against that offense, you will eat them alive. Even though it's Tom Brady, it doesn't matter if no one can catch the.
All right, so cliffhanger Geo back at it, but keep going, Geo.
So if you can't score, right, that especially against defense like that, and on the Cowboys, then I think the Cowboys will win. But the Buccaneers have a solid defense, right? And we got to see how they play and how the Cowboys offense plays, because that is questionable to me. They're hit or miss. Obviously, Jake just ran off a bunch of statistics of how great that offense is. But to me, they are hit or miss, and we got to see what they can do against that good to great defense in the Buccaneers.
That's fair. I am more afraid of the Buccaneers because of the defense, because we did see what they did to us week one. That was very embarrassing. But our offense wasn't to the level that it is today. And I feel like Dak is starting to hit his stride post injury. So we'll see if he can continue that in the playoffs and for the rest of the regular season as well. I feel like the offense, yes, I feel like we do have a better chance offensively wise to beat the Bucks because that offense, I I mean, it barely scores over 17 a game at this rate, which is crazy, especially with Tom Brady back there. So I do think that our defense would shut that offense down. But I still feel like the experience of Tom Brady would prevail in that situation, just like it did a few years ago.
But you know what? I will be cheering for the Cowboys since they play the Bucks.
I will take that to heart because you usually hate us, so I'll take it.
Well, he hates Tom Brady even more, so
That's
By
fair.
far.
That is
By
fair.
far.
That is fair. As a Dolphins fan, I get it.
But yeah, speaking of, I don't know how to segue into it, bro.
I got it. Speaking of the 49ers, obviously Jimmy Garoppolo took a they took a huge hit with his injury. Fortunately, it wasn't season ending, 7 to 8 weeks, but Kyle Shanahan did come out today, still said it is still a long shot for him to return. So that obviously affects their what was Super Bowl hopes and affects their playoff run. So what do you guys think? How does this affect them? And does it change your thoughts on them come playoff time?
Gio, you want to go first? Would you like me to?
I can go first because you are kind of a San Francisco fan, I would say, in a way where you know a lot about them and you like talking about them a lot. So I'll go first.
I don't think he's a San Francisco fan anymore, but yeah,
I don't think he's a Jimmy Garoppolo fan, but I think he's a San Francisco fan.
that's fair.
Jimmy's not good. He's just not.
He's not. See, there we go. He's not good. There we go. With Jimmy Garoppolo, I thought they were the best, second best. I would say like second best in the NFC. I have the Vikings being the best team in the NFC, but I also have Tom Brady beating every single one of them in the playoffs. But that is just me. San Fran, I thought had a chance to go to the Super Bowl, depending on who they played. Now it's going to be tough. But even then, if Jimmy was healthy, we all know what he does in the playoffs, and that is be mediocre or underperform. And so I really don't think they were going to go to the Super Bowl, but they had a chance, and now I think that is washed with him being injured, and that's my opinion on that matter.
Well, I don't think you can say that Jimmy underperforms though, given the performance he had last year in the playoffs.
He's just not good.
He isn't, but you do. He did play good in the playoffs last year though,
He did play good, but I feel like in the games that mattered, he underperforms.
like the
Like
one against the Rams.
exactly.
Okay, that's fair.
Or like in the Super Bowl.
Right? Yeah.
So
All right, Saya, your thoughts?
All right, so from watching that game, the Dolphins 49ers game, it was tough to see Jimmy go down. We would like to have played them healthy. But I think if he was healthy that whole game, I think we would have beat them, even with how Tua was playing. But I also like this Purdy kid. I think he's a more confident quarterback, and I think the 49ers are more confident in him. I feel like there would have been a lot more run. Like I feel like they would have forced the run game more against Miami with Jimmy G, and then just have him play off that. But I feel like it was like a lot. There was a lot of first downs, second downs that normally would be run plays, but they let Purdy throw the ball. And I feel like the offense coordinator is showing more confidence in Purdy. And I also believe Purdy's better, but it's also a small sample size right now. But I think they'll be all right making the playoffs. Their team's still really talented. They can still be led by their defense. But I like Purdy, not in the playoffs because it'll be his first one. But it'll be a nice stepping stone for the future of Purdy. If like to be a backup to Trey Lance, or
Well, Jimmy G is not a goner. They said they might bring him back.
that's stupid to me. Stupid. He's a below average quarterback. He's not very good.
Oh my God.
See, man, he's a San
Well,
Francisco fan.
okay, to me, Jimmy G's average. I did not expect to see you say that Purdy is better than Jimmy G. That just proved to me, wow, how much you hate Jimmy G. That's crazy.
I don't hate Jimmy G. It's just he's not very good.
It's just the eye test. It's the eye test.
Bro, I don't think the 49ers have that much confidence in Purdy, though. Those throws were easy. It was screens pretty much the whole time.
You
They
still
not
got to
doing that with
convert
Jimmy
it.
G.
Yeah, but like there's no defender nearby. It's pretty easy to convert a screen, in my opinion.
I know Miami's defense is like weak, but I'm just saying. I
So
don't
then,
think they would have thrown the ball as much.
yeah.
against
So
Jimmy
why
G.
wouldn't they let Jimmy G do that if it's so easy?
Because they like to run the ball with Jimmy G at quarterback. I think that's just their game plan when Jimmy G's at quarterback.
You want to know why? Because he's better at handing off the ball than he is throwing it.
I think he's more accurate than Purdy, personally.
Yeah, but Purdy's got that swagger about him on that football field that Jimmy G just does not have.
But yeah, that is true. But I feel like that's also because he's Mr. Irrelevant, so he's trying to prove everyone wrong.
I became a fan of Purdy. I like Purdy.
Purdy is
Right?
very good. He's much better than I expected. Once I saw him go in, I expected a blowout from the Dolphins, but he outperformed my expectations.
Even from that very first drive, scored a touchdown. Made it look easy.
Yeah, he's
Miami's
definitely
defense is weak. Sorry, go
he's
ahead.
definitely good. But back to Jimmy G. I did think the Niners did have a shot at the Super Bowl with Jimmy G at quarterback. I don't believe they do anymore with him out. But I mean, if they had Jimmy G, they definitely had a shot because you look what they did last year, got to the NFC Championship, and then you add Christian McCaffrey, it would have just been more explosive. So we'll never know what would have happened, but I do expect the 49ers to stay afloat with Purdy at quarterback because he's not bad at all. They will still make the playoffs, but it's just a matter of how far they will go.
Well, the way Nick's been talking about them, you changed my mind. They might make the Super Bowl and win it the way you're talking about that kid.
No, but it's just like his first year, so I don't know if he'll be able to acclimate to the playoff
Right,
pressure.
right.
I also feel like since he's young, I feel like defenses are just gonna pressure him, and once he gets pressured a few times or hit, he's gonna get rattled, I feel like.
I think so too. But with that, there was another quarterback that got signed somewhere, but there was interest from San Fran to sign Baker Mayfield.
Mhm.
No, there was no interest.
I thought there was.
They
I
didn't
thought
even
I
put
got
a
the report
waiver.
that
They
there was.
didn't even put a waiver in. The only team who put a waiver in was Rams.
And
You
they
want to know
lucked
why?
out.
You want to know why? Because Baker Mayfield is below average quarterback.
Because Purdy is the answer.
It's because Baker Mayfield's a below average quarterback.
No,
Like,
The Rams did not luck out. I'm sorry,
this,
Gio.
no.
Baker Mayfield
This is
is below average.
this is where Baker Mayfield's career should have started.
I've
He's an
heard
LA boy. He's gonna play well in the sun. Being in
he's playing well
Cleveland,
nowhere. He's a third
Carolina, that's
he's a
never
third string
that's not where he
quarterback.
wants to be. He wants to be in LA. Watch what happens when he plays for this Rams team.
Nothing. He'll still suck.
They are right now sitting at 3-9. I don't believe they'll lose another game.
Yes, they will.
crazy.
They're
I do
losing.
not believe they will lose
They're
another
losing. Oh
series.
my bro, Baker Mayfield is worse than Jimmy Garoppolo, worse than Kirk Cousins. It's really
Worse
a
than Purdy.
downgrade for the brand. It's a downgrade for the Rams.
I also believe that. Well, who are they playing instead of
They had to play that Bryce Perkins kid because the other guy got hurt too.
yeah, so that's an upgrade there, but even then it's not the ideal fit.
Right.
I don't understand signing him in the first place.
I, I don't
Now
either.
let
I mean,
me
He's playing like a third string quarterback.
Yeah,
It's really that simple.
he might not even start.
I
They
mean,
might
I
have
don't
just
expect him. I expect it to be a very short stint with the Rams. I expect him to continue to play as bad as he was, and then the Rams be like, all right, this didn't work. See ya.
Let me tell you who they are playing first. You might change your mind. They might
I
lose
know
one.
they're playing
They
the
might lose
Raiders.
one. They're playing
They're
the
gonna
Raiders.
lose. They're gonna lose to the Raiders.
I don't believe that.
They're
I
going
think the
to.
Raiders are just that bad. They're not going to lose to the Raiders. Then
But
they
they
play the
got a top
Packers.
3 wide receiver.
They
Bro,
do have a top 3 wide receiver, but they got a bottom half quarterback.
Devontae Adams is still gonna eat against that off our defense.
Now with Jalen Ramsey on him.
Jalen Ramsey overrated.
Oh, that is crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
He has not been a good corner since his first few years in Jacksonville.
Crazy. I think he's still a good
Wow.
corner. I think he's like a top 15 corner.
He's top 15, yeah, but he's not as good as he thinks he is, one, and as other people think he is, in my
Fair.
opinion.
Fair. But he gonna put in that work on Devontae Adams.
No.
I
He
would
doesn't
say
he doesn't lock up top receivers anymore.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this Thursday.
He got burnt by Debo Samuel multiple times.
And Debo ain't on nothing, bro. Debo was terrible in the Miami game.
Then they play the Packers, which could be a win.
It could be.
Nah.
Then you
I
got the
don't
Broncos.
Okay, yeah.
That's a win.
The
That's a
Broncos
win.
are the Broncos.
Broncos is the win.
They're not winning another game this
Actually,
season.
I don't know, bro. The Broncos might have a better quarterback.
They do have a better
they do have a
quarterback.
better quarterback, but not the way he's been playing.
I think with the way he's been playing is just as good, if not better, than Baker, though.
Yeah, that's actually facts. It's actually honestly, this just shows you how bad Baker's been playing because it's better than Baker.
Like that's kind of crazy.
Okay, keep going, Gio.
Then who else do they play?
I
They
believe
play the Chargers.
that's a loss.
That's a loss, which I said that could be their one loss. And then they play the Seahawks.
That's a loss too.
The way they played the Seahawks, they lost 27-23 without Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield brings them in that win.
Nah,
Smith is him, bro.
facts. And I feel like the Denver defense will shut down Baker. Doesn't take much to shut down Baker, but they will.
It doesn't take much to shut down Baker.
Especially without Cooper Cup, too.
Yeah, bro. Half their team's on IR.
For real.
I'm just not a I don't see anything reviving Baker Mayfield's career at this point. I don't think anything can.
It's going to be tough.
I feel like he's just gonna have to deal with the fact that he's gonna have to be a backup if he wants to stay in the NFL.
Very strange.
Facts.
I think he could go to the XFL.
He could.
Go play for the XFL in San Antonio. Go make some noise there. Resurrect your career. Get your fan base back because right now I don't think anybody's cheering for you.
No.
Maybe his wife.
Bring back College Baker.
Facts, bro.
No, we do not
Baker.
need College Baker back.
What you mean? He was one of the cockiest players out there.
It was the worst.
I mean, yeah, it was annoying to watch, but that swagger just added to his game, I feel like.
It did, but it was terrible to see him stamp that flag in the O
That was a
of
highlight.
the Ohio State.
Okay, well, Gio's biased, but you know.
That was awful. I was so happy when Bosa brought that celebration out every time. That was the best after sacking him. Every Ohio State player should do that. That's on the defense against Baker Mayfield. I cheer for Baker, but that's the best moment in football to me is when he gets sacked and they bring out that celebration of stomping that flag in. That was one of the best moments.
What is your favorite celebration in the NFL? Is it the flag?
It's it's got to be the flag. It's got to be Victor Cruz's salsa. That is a lost art. That was probably one of the best celebrations in my opinion. Or Antonio Brown twerking. That was mad funny too. That
No,
was
bro.
hilarious.
No.
Back when he was in Pittsburgh doing that, like when he brought that out, that was crazy. Did not expect him to be doing that stuff on the football field. I think he got fined for that as well.
So
Most likely.
But
so
Victor
but
Cruz is salsa though, for sure.
so with that, do you like Madison's touchdown from the Vikings? His celebration.
Did you not
What
see
was
it?
that one again?
He faked an injury and then
He got
went down
hurt.
on two knees and twerked.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, why are these players doing that?
To me, the best celebration is just jumping in the Salvation Army kettle. That was fun.
Yeah, with
I was
Zeke.
about to ask you what yours was next.
Yeah, bro. You feel he did it. He did it Sunday night. That was also awesome. Oh, the whack-a-mole was even better. Thanksgiving,
The whack-a-mole was sick, bro.
but the best one was Zeke's first time. That was goated.
That was good.
I still gotta say Victor's, man. Victor's salsa is iconic.
It's fair.
No,
Also,
go ahead.
prime time when he signed that ball, right? After he made that touchdown, he signed that ball. I think he had a pen in his sock or something like that. Like, didn't he carry a pen on him? That was the best.
Yeah.
Well, Saya, what's yours?
I like it. I like the subtle ones, so I like Jalen Waddle's little Waddle.
Oh, the
That's
waddle,
fair.
yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
best.
If we're
Nice
talking
That's
about
touch.
probably my
today,
favorite right now. But
if we're talking about Miami today, I gotta go with this Gasicki gritty.
bring it back. Where's it been? Bring it
Every time
back.
he gritties, bro, I just die laughing. It's so bad, but it's just so funny.
Yeah, fair. They gotta ban the gritty from like people who can actually do it.
Yeah. Justin
Only
Jefferson's
like
gritty is actually fire though.
yeah, so they gotta stop him from doing it.
They need to make Kirk do it because that time Kirk did it. Oh my God.
Only bad gritty's allowed.
Yeah, facts. Uh, all right. But moving on to another quarterback who got injured, Lamar Jackson. As Gio touched on, it does help the Steelers a little bit, given that they do play him twice. So we'll see what happens there. But how does this affect the Ravens in weeks to come, in your guys' opinion, outside of the Steelers?
Is he out for the season?
1 to 3 weeks. He has a sprained
Okay.
PCL.
Wait, and Garoppolo's not out for the season?
7 to 8 weeks. But it's most likely that he will be out for the season.
Okay, yeah, because I thought one of them did, but I don't remember who did. For Lamar, oh yeah, because he had like that knee thing,
Yeah.
and it wasn't severe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think it could be trouble right now for them,
Hmm.
especially with the Bengals looking to take over the division. So I think they could slide down to that 2 spot and potentially out of the playoffs. But it depends on how good Lamar comes back and how effective he can be immediately to help them win more games.
I agree. I do think it's going to affect them big time, depending on how long Lamar's out, whether it be 2 weeks, a week or two, a week or three, who knows? Um, it's going to affect them because obviously Tyler Huntley did get the win, but that was against the Broncos. The Broncos are the Broncos. It's not impressive. Um, so I think Tyler Huntley's he's not a great backup. I expect them to lose all the games Lamar's out, and that's definitely going to hurt them come playoff hunt time.
Especially with them already being behind Miami, in case Miami's a wild card spot.
Right. And like you said, the
Uh,
Bengals hitting their stride. So
Bengals hitting their stride. Oh, actually, their next 3 games aren't that bad though.
who they play?
The Steelers week 1, so I think that'll be an L.
Yeah,
But then they play the Browns. Depending on Deshaun, that could be an L.
Mm-hmm.
they could. Yeah,
And then if he's out 3 weeks, the Falcons.
they could beat the Falcons. I'll give them that one.
Thanks. They could beat the Browns depending on what Deshaun Watson shows up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we have seen Tyler Huntley in the past play like crazy out of nowhere. So depends on what Huntley shows up, really.
True. Very true.
But what are your thoughts, Gio?
I think Nick Chubb's gonna run all over that defense. That's my opinion. But this really sucks. I hate the Ravens. Let me put that out there. I really do not like the Ravens. Um, but I do like Lamar Jackson. Supposed to get a contract. Supposed to get a big contract. This really hurts him. He was having a good season. It was subpar for Lamar Jackson. He's had spectacular seasons in the past. And to get injured like this midway through the season, ahead of your division, possibly, really close division so far, to go down, possibly not even make the playoffs, maybe make the, wild card spot. But for it to be that close and to get injured, I don't think he's going to get paid. I think he's going to go on the market. Do you really think that the Ravens are going to pay him after this, especially if they don't, make the playoffs?
Yes, they need to. Because
They need to.
if they let Lamar go, they're going to have no success whatsoever. Lamar is their success.
Right. I don't know, but if they haven't paid him yet, why haven't they paid him yet? Where's
They they
the
just don't
disconnect?
they just don't want to pay him the money he wants.
Exactly. So if he doesn't want the contract they give him, he's gonna walk.
Yes, 100%.
I think
And
at the
that go ahead.
I think at the very least he'll get franchise tag.
Yeah, I can definitely
Yeah,
see
that's
that.
that's the very least. Um, but even then, I think that Lamar deserves a lot more than what he's getting or what he's gonna get because I think this injury affects that contract a lot.
That's fair. I mean, he does deserve more than Deshaun Watson, given what we just saw from Deshaun.
And Russell Wilson, what's he? $245 million, and they're
Yeah.
asking him to give it back.
Well, they should ask him to give it back. They need a
What?
refund.
What? Just to get
The
more
big
pieces, but then still,
They need a refund of that whole contract.
the big thing with Deshaun's contract, or sorry, not Deshaun, but Lamar's contract situation is that he just wants such a big signing bonus.
right?
Yeah, that's
He wants it like majority,
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's what's like tough. So they might let him hit the open market.
they might. But I feel like
Realize,
oh yeah, go ahead.
realize no team's going to give him that much signing bonus, to which he'll sign long term maybe.
But that I feel
A
like if the
lot
Ravens
risky,
do that, that's a huge risk
massive, massive.
because there's a bunch of teams who needs quarterbacks to be like, oh hey Lamar, let's go.
The Cowboys, Steelers.
No, not the Cowboys. I'm fine with Dak.
I'm riding with our ticket. Kenny Pickett's the big tickets still.
I
Although
will
he's,
say the Jets could give Lamar that money. I f-
you still don't believe in White. What's up with you and the Jets not liking their players?
Mike, what, bro? He didn't do anything against a good defense. Like I said, we need to see him do it against good defense. He can't.
But that's the first good defense he's played. Make adjustments.
No, he's
Bring
not a good quarterback. I'd rather, if I was a Jets fan, I'd pray for Lamar.
Y'all really just cutting Zach Wilson out like that though, right?
Yes,
for the
100%.
Jets, yeah, I am.
Yeah, he's he's a good quarterback, but it's just I don't see him getting that locker room back after that.
Right, exactly. That's the only thing. He's got the
No,
talent. It's just he doesn't have the locker room behind him, and that's gonna hurt him. I think
no.
that was just like with Tebow, right? He didn't have the locker room with him, and I think that's also why he fell out of the NFL.
Hey, Tebow was a goat, bro.
In Florida, yeah, for sure.
Not the
No, no,
NFL
no, no.
too.
NFL Tebow was dirty
Hey,
for
hey.
at least like four
Are you are you
years.
saying on the Broncos, or are you
Yes,
saying yeah the
Broncos.
Broncos Tebow? He was different when he was on the Jets. That's where his career was
Yeah.
starting to fall apart, and obviously we know what happened after that.
Well, I mean, the Jets back then ruined a lot of people's careers.
Yep. Look at Geno Smith now.
Facts.
Sanchez, the bearded wonder,
Darrell
um,
Revis.
Talking
huh?
about Fitzmagic.
Are you talking about Darrell? Oh, Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic,
Yeah,
yeah. Fitzmagic was really the only one I think the Jets helped his career because of how bad they were and how
yeah,
great he was.
yeah. That's facts.
He made them look good even though how bad they were.
Facts.
Oh,
But
But yeah, overall, definitely going to hurt the Ravens with Lamar being out.
for sure.
But we did touch on it a little bit earlier, but I'll get Gio's thoughts because we already know Saya's thoughts. He doesn't think the 49ers should bring Jimmy back, but I disagree. I think bringing Jimmy back would be a good thing for them to do. But what are your thoughts, Gio?
He's a solid quarterback. Considering who you have on the market, I think I would give him another chance. But then you got Trey sitting
I'm,
there.
I'm not sold on Trey though, personally.
It's just the same thing, right? Like just like with Green Bay, you could have had a better draft pick, right? Green Bay
Yeah,
picked up Jordan Love, hasn't even played him really, right? You could have added a weapon,
they should have
right?
added a receiver.
Right?
Yeah.
You could have added more depth, whatever you wanted to do on that defense, offense with San Francisco's first round pick, right?
hmm
And so I think, that's just a waste of a pick, especially if you don't want to play him now, right? When
That
are you going to play him?
that is fair, but I believe right now, if they're in win now
Mhm.
mode, Jimmy Garoppolo is their best option, personally.
For
And
sure.
I think that if that's the route they want to go, they would be making the right decision. Because, like I said,
Right,
I'm not
right.
sold on Trey Lance. I don't believe he's a good quarterback yet. I think he needs a few more years of development, and bring Jimmy back for that development to watch him and like help him in practice would also help him. I feel like.
If he doesn't stay, I wouldn't, like we mentioned before, go to Indianapolis, right? I think that would be a great fit for him.
I agree.
Any other spot, I think he would be okay in, but Indianapolis is the best fit for him. And I don't think San Fran should keep him just because they do have Trey, but I think they should because, like you said, he is the best chance.
I agree.
When you say win now, are you talking this year or like next 5 years? 3 years,
I'll,
win now.
I'll say next three.
Yeah, next three.
If it's next three, yeah, ship him out. Get him out of there.
Trey Lance is not getting you as far as Jimmy G would in the playoffs. I don't
He
even know if Trey
might
Lance would,
he might in that third year though.
but I don't even know if Trey Lance would get him to the playoffs in the first few years.
No, that defense alone would help would get
Mhm.
them to the playoffs.
Okay, but he wouldn't get past, I would say, the first round, I don't think, for the first few years.
But then
Not
also,
the first year.
First year, how far you got to go in the second year?
The second year, he might win a game or two.
mhm,
Okay.
And then he's experienced. He knows what it takes to win in the
right, yeah.
playoffs.
In that
He's
third year,
going
I
to the
think
Super
that
Bowl
could be
year
different.
three.
I'm just not sold on Trey personally. That's why I feel like Jimmy's the best option.
All right, you're not sold on Trey? Purdy.
Not sold on him either.
Already better than Trey Lance. Or not Trey Lance. Already better than Garoppolo. Just needs the playoff experience to put them over the top.
He is going crazy today.
Bro, nah, Jimmy's just not it. I'm trying to like inform you.
No, bro. No. I think you're underrating Jimmy heavily.
Nah, he's so overrated.
He's properly rated.
You could throw me in there and I could hand the ball off 50 times and then throw 3 passes.
Yeah, maybe to the defense you would.
Hey, it's what he does anyways.
Oh my God. Okay. Gio, what are your other thoughts if you have any?
I've got nothing else. For Nick to have all this confidence in Purdy, it's making me think he might be better than Tom Brady.
He could be the next Tom
Honestly,
Brady, bro. Mr. Irrelevant. The starting quarterback gets hurt. He gets his
right?
opportunity, balls out first game.
With a good coach too, just like Tom Brady.
Hey, the
Uh,
history the history does show. It does bode well for Purdy. We'll see what happens.
With a
better not
great
repeat
receiver in
himself.
Debo and Christian McCaffrey,
George Kittle, I mean,
George Kittle.
he's got the weapons. He just has to be accurate.
Trouble. Trouble.
But moving on to the NBA, you know, there's a Lakers player that has been playing lights out lately, averaged 38.7 points per game this previous week.
Wait,
Yeah, we know what happened last night, but he we would have won if we had him. But moving on, I believe Anthony Davis should be in the MVP conversation. I'm not going to say he needs to win. He should win the MVP, but he should at least be in the conversation with the way he's been playing lately. To get 44 points against Giannis Antetokounmpo, the best defender in the league, in my opinion, as well against Brooke Lopez, the best defender statistically center wise, and then get 55 points and 17 rebounds against the Washington Wizards, I believe he needs to be in the MVP conversation.
With the conversation, where would you put him in that conversation? Is he like a top five candidate, top three?
For me personally, I got him top three.
Nah, you're crazy for that one.
I got Luca and Tatum over him. That's it.
Like, I get that he's been hooping recently, but as far as like the whole season, I don't know if he's top three, bro.
Who's over him though, in your opinion? Who's over him?
Yeah. What's the Lakers' record?
We're 10 and 14 now.
10 and 14. So there's one player who's not hooping to my expectations of what I thought this team would be. But they're 11 and 13, currently above the Lakers in the standings. And there's one kid on that team that's been balling. And this ain't even like biased me talking right now. That boy Shea been on something different.
Okay, yeah, Shea definitely has been balling, but uh, I can see that for sure. But
But
if Anthony Davis continues to play like this, he
easily,
will he will jump over.
easily gonna be top three.
But I
But
think personally, I'm biased obviously, but I still got him top three.
we gotta see from the health perspective too. I need him to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think he will stay healthy this year though, because I think he heard the haters in the offseason and he's trying to prove them wrong, and that's showing in his play.
I'm hoping, bro. I can't have another season where just no AD. The Lakers are bottom feeders again.
Yeah, no,
No.
you and me both for my mental health sake. Oh God.
Next thing you know, OKC is gonna be a better team than them.
Okay, that's a little. I mean, yeah, they are right now, but we'll see what happens at the end of the year.
Listen, there's still time for OKC to slide into that top four seed.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think Anthony Davis definitely should be in the conversation. Gio's gonna bring up some Cavs stuff here, so I'm gonna check out real quick and catch y'all when he's done.
Wait. Don't hide. Do not hide. Do not hide.
We win with AD. I don't care.
We won't know. We won't know that unless you got a crystal ball, which apparently you do. You think he's
I
going to
do.
stay healthy?
Yes, he's
You
going to
think
play.
okay. Tell me right now why. Because in the last couple of seasons, he hasn't played 2/3 of the season.
He's going to
2/3.
play. He's playing 65 to 70 games this year, and that is because he has a better health regimen, and that's showing in his play.
No, he's played like this before though.
Yeah, and he's played 65 to 70 games in that year. The past 2 years, he was not playing like this
He played well at the end of the season. He
because he
played
was
well.
healthy. Because he was healthy.
Right. But when is he going to be healthy?
He's healthy right now, and he will remain healthy.
Where's your crystal ball, bro? What do you see that I don't? Now, I got history and I've got a track record of him not playing
Yeah, for 2 years. Okay.
in a row. In
Okay.
a row. It
Okay.
wasn't like,
So has Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Don't see anyone talk about that.
okay, sorry, you got a torn meniscus or something like that. Oh, yeah. He should totally play on that.
Even before that, he wasn't playing. He was load managing, resting.
Yeah. And they've made it past farther than the Lakers, too.
No, not in the
Even with
first
him
year.
load managing.
Not in the first year.
Obviously, we know what happened. But
Okay. Oh, sorry, Saya. I had to bring that up.
anyways,
We'll have our time back.
the Los Angeles Lakers haven't really played any competition except for the Cavaliers in their
You're
last
crazy.
games.
You're crazy. The Bucks are competition.
That's pretty much it. The Cavs and the
No,
Bucks.
we've played competition. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, you want to say, ooh, the Spurs are real competition, man. They're fighting for victory.
Okay,
That's
so
real competition.
the Jazz. Well,
Oh
we
yeah,
didn't beat
they're
the
real
Jazz.
competition too. They're playing with, no offense, all young guns who are trying to make a name for themselves. Lauri Markkanen, right? Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. You're really saying LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook shouldn't beat them?
We didn't beat them.
So
Okay, I don't know who got that one. So it was either me or Gio because Saya's just sitting there, chilling. So Comment who you believe got the second cliffhanger. But continuing on with Gio's conversation, we did play the Suns, who is competition. We did lose the game, but we did make it competitive without LeBron. So that's one thing.
And you played the
Uh,
Spurs,
okay, I still think
obviously.
the Pacers were good competition, which we should have won, but we lost. I believe
No,
that
no.
team is good. That team is underrated in my opinion.
Okay.
They are 12 and what are their records? I believe they're 13 and 12. They're a better team than their record in my opinion. And the Trailblazers, even without Dame, they're still a good team, even without Dame, because Jeremy Grant has been hooping. So that was competition as well.
Without Dame, you just said a team without their best players competition.
Yeah, because they still had their second best player and Anthony Simons. Don't sleep on Anthony Simons or Jeremy Grant. Those boys are buckets.
You still said without Damian Lillard, who is in my eyes a top 5 guard in the league.
Yes, he is.
Okay. And he did not play that game?
No,
Okay, then. Continue.
I still think that's competition.
That's not competition without Dame Lillard.
I still
You
think
guys
it
should
is.
win with that. You guys should win. Anthony Davis, like we know, right? He should win that game easily, single-handedly.
I still think it's competition, but that's just me.
Well, technically, every game's competition to you guys because you guys are bottom of the barrel, but
Tripping. But Wizards, that's okay competition.
I think they are underrated. You know, Kristaps Porzingis, Bradley Beal. I don't think Brad played, right? Or
No,
did he
he
played?
got hurt in the first 3 minutes.
Right. So I don't think he played. Kyle Kuzma, man, he's gonna be on the trading block soon. I can't wait to see what team he goes to.
LA.
You said Miami or
You know, Kyle Kuzma did put me through a lot of trauma in his times at LA, but I would kill for him back nowadays.
yeah, that energy, along with that flair and style, Kyle Kuzma deserves to be in a city where he's appreciated, and that's either New York or LA.
LA? Well,
Yeah, so he'll
don't think
join the
I'm saying
Clippers.
the Lakers though, Jake. Come on now.
No, yeah, he's joining the Clippers.
All right, that's fine.
Um,
They just lost to the Magic. Go ahead.
but then we got the Bucks and the
Hey,
Cavs,
don't
Yeah,
sleep on the Magic.
Magic suck. Okay, keep going,
They
Joe.
got Bobo.
right? So the Bucks and the Cavs are really, in my opinion, your guys' only competition. And that Bucks game, I saw a great team play another great team, which you guys could, if you play like that, you guys can win in the playoffs. In my opinion,
100%. Yeah,
that
I
was
agree.
a great game from everybody. Everyone played their part. Russ even went on the floor, 50-50
15
balls.
assists.
Everyone playing great, right?
15 assists. Crazy.
I love to see that. And yes, Anthony Davis is playing like a top 5 player in the NBA again, but that's what he's expected to do. Only concern, like Saya said, the health. And what you think, with your crystal ball, you think he's going to stay healthy this season, which to
I
me,
do.
he's got to prove it, which he has so far. He's played the majority of the games, which I am shocked about. Maybe he's making his quota earlier in the season than later, but right now he's playing most of the games, and I'm loving it. I like to see this. He's playing great. Wilt Chamberlain numbers, Shaquille O'Neal intensity and domination against another dominant opponent, and Giannis Antetokounmpo for him to dunk on Kristaps Porzingis and who's the other guy?
I don't know. Daniel
He
Gafford,
dunked
maybe?
Gafford. He dunked on 2 heads that game against the Wizards,
I
which
believe
I
it was
like.
Gafford.
It was Gafford and Kristaps, which was amazing to see. But the Lakers need to win in order for Anthony Davis to be in the MVP conversation, in my opinion. So
I think if Shea's in the conversation with a losing record, Anthony Davis can also be in the conversation with a losing record.
for sure, and I believe Devin Booker is ahead of both of those guys.
No, I don't believe so.
Devin Booker is keeping that Suns team afloat without Chris Paul, and they are what, the number 1 seed in the West right now?
Let me see.
Maybe.
Yeah, they are. They're tied. They're
top
actually
seed in
tied.
the West.
They're tied with New Orleans right now, and they're getting smoked by the Celtics, so they might lose the top seed tonight.
All right. So, with that being said, I think Devin Booker needs to get his roses, right? He's underrated in my opinion.
I agree.
He's in that conversation.
I don't know. I'm not a big Devin Booker fan, but obvious reasons.
I don't know why.
There's I feel like
Obvious
there's
reasons.
another guy.
He's
Sorry, go
cocky.
ahead.
What's up? No, I was just saying. I'm just not a Devin Booker fan, but keep going.
I was gonna say there's one guy. So we've talked a lot about guards.
Mhm.
There's one big, one of my favorites to watch, personally. One of my favorites
Mhm.
that I think can compete with Anthony Davis. And I would not be shocked if Anthony Davis had a bruised knee or something when this team came to town. That boy's bull.
I'm not scared of Bull.
AD might be.
Mm-mm. Yeah, right. AD will dunk on that boy the first play of the game, and Bull will go to the bench and sit the rest of the game.
I don't know if Bull's that guy.
There is one guy though who I can see stopping him. That is Bam Bam.
Oh, Bam Adebayo by easily, bro.
Bam
No.
Adebayo.
No.
He won't. I don't think he'll lock him up per se, but he will slow him down enough to where the Miami Heat and Jimmy Buckets can play their game and win that ball game. So
He's
I don't
only
know.
even I think AD only scores 18 on Bam.
yeah, 18 and 8, right?
Something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
at
he's doing
least
that much.
getting 25 and 15.
Oh, bugging. You know who
No.
Bam Adebayo is?
Did you see 2020?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we did. They were gassed and young, really
You know
young.
who
Excuses.
Bam is
Excuses.
nowadays? Bam
25
is
and
him, bro.
25 and 15.
Nah, hold on. You are disrespecting my boy right now. Hold
So
up.
where did Anthony Davis go after game 2?
What do you mean?
Where did he go after game 2? He only showed up for the first 2 games, so where did he go?
He was the biggest reason we won that championship. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in other series, but game 1
No.
and 2 are the only 2 games he showed up. I'm telling you right now, he did not show up for the rest of the games.
Yes, he did.
Bro. You're talking about AD having stretches, right?
Yeah.
My boy Bam had okay, so recently he hasn't been the same, but that's also because Jimmy Butler was hurt. In the past, so the last game he played against the Celtics, he had 23, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Chill out. Against the Atlanta Hawks, he had 32, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Game before that, he had 38 against the Washington Wizards, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. Then he had 15 points on 11 rebounds, 17 points on 14 rebounds, 21 points, and then 30 and 10 against the Phoenix Suns. My boy, he's not doing bad, bro.
He's not, but
And
AD would lock that up.
can I tell you again
AD would lock that up.
and ask you where he went after the first 2 games?
What do you mean? He still got 28 one game, 28 and 12,
Mhm.
19 and 15,
Mhm.
22 and 9,
Mhm.
and the only bad game was game 3, 15 and 5.
And the 22 and 9.
I
You
believe
said
22
he's
and
easily putting up 25 and 15. You said that right here, this podcast. He was
he
going to put
is.
up 25 and 15 against Bam Adebayo, and he didn't even
He
get
is.
that in the finals
Yes, he did.
against the young Bam. Against the young Bam.
Yes, he did.
25 points, 10.7 rebounds. You said an extra 5 rebounds
He
on
is.
that boy's head,
He is.
which he did not
Yeah,
get.
Gil.
He
Which he
is.
did not get.
He is. I'm not worried
Hey.
about Bam. I'm sorry.
Well,
Hey,
you
all I'm
should be
saying,
because he was young before.
Not
25
worried.
and 10.
Not
He's
worried.
seasoned now. He's going to eat
Not
on
worried.
AD. He's
No,
going to
he's
eat on
not.
that boy.
He won't get past more than 20.
hey, all I'm saying, back in 2020, we had a younger Bam Adebayo guarding
right.
Anthony Davis, an
Still not
established
getting more than
player,
20
been
today
there,
on Bam.
done that.
He's still not getting more than 20.
But don't worry. Nowadays, we get a fragile Anthony Davis.
That's right.
AD.
He's gonna see Bam and his
You got,
size.
you got a strong Bam. You got a strong
I'm
Bam.
not worried
AD's
about
gonna
that.
be like, "Oh, I backed down against Bam. I'm gonna tear my AC. I'm gonna get some bumps and bruises.
Get some
Can't
back
play anymore."
pain. Get some
Y'all
back
funny.
pain. Have to put icy hot on his back, bro. You're gonna have to
He's
put
gonna
some
be like,
icy hot on that back.
I'm not worried about Bam Adebayo. Neither is Anthony
He might,
Davis.
he might post up one time, be like, this boy's strong. Nah, bro, I'm just shooting jumpers from now on.
You,
No,
you
he's
know,
not.
you know that move Anthony Davis does after after posting up in the post, missing a layup, and then he grabs his back and starts limping. You know that move he does
He
every
never does
single
that.
time. Every time he grabs his back after posting up after missing a layup, he's like, "Oh man, my back." Every time that excuse can't last after you score 50 points. 50 and like 20.
It won't last because he's not doing that anymore.
Well, he's gonna do that a whole lot against Bam
No, he's
Adebayo. He's
not.
gonna do that at least
No,
20 times.
no, he's not. He's getting 25 and 15. I stand by it. And Bam's not getting more than 20.
So
And we'll see.
Wow.
We will see December 28th when the Lakers play the Heat.
we will see. But if a prime Anthony Davis, a top player, top 5 player in the league, can't get an extra 5 rebounds against a young Bam Adebayo, how do you expect him to do that against a seasoned Bam?
Because he wasn't rebounding like he is this year. And we had more rebounders on that team than we do this year. And plus, LeBron is not the same LeBron this year that he was in 2020, if we're being honest.
So you think Brown
Bam's not
stole
the
those
same
5
2020
rebounds?
band either.
Brom's going to dunk on Bam. What, Gia?
Braun is.
Yes.
You can try just like JT did. Get stuffed at the rim.
No, LeBron's actually
And then
going to
get dunked on just like JT
LeBron's going to
did.
succeed.
And he's gonna get dunked on
Just like JT did, yeah.
Bam is not
Yeah,
dunking on LeBron. I promise you, LeBron will send
You're
that
right.
into
It's
the
gonna be
second
Tyler
round.
Hero. Tyler Hero gonna be. Oh my goodness!
I'm
Imagine
not
that.
I'm not worried about Tyler Hero.
What you mean? You guys play the rookie year, Tyler Hero. That
Yeah,
boy's
Not worried.
got some experience on him now. That
he's
boy
got
worried.
that bag too. He got that bag.
He's
in his
inconsistent as heck.
bag.
And you got a healthy Jimmy Butler, not gassed. Oh my goodness! Watch out for that boy.
Wow, Jimmy's been fighting some injuries recently.
Yes.
But yeah, you're gonna get the dog Jimmy Butler in the playoffs
Yeah.
again. You got the mechanic Dwayne Dedman coming in.
Not worried
Yeah.
about him.
He's
AD
gonna
would
slow
feast
down
on
AD
him.
even more than Bam.
AD would feast on Dedman.
No.
Yeah, but I'm saying you let Bam get a little bit of rest where he can come back in fresh legs.
Right.
I'm not worried.
Who's gonna take out AD?
What do you mean?
Who you got
Who's
to
taking
take out
AD out of
AD?
the
You
game?
got Thomas Bryant. Even though
Okay,
he's my guy, he's my
Thomas
guy.
Bryant
but
will
still.
feast against Dedman.
Against Dedman?
Yes.
Nah, you discrediting Dedman.
Yeah.
No. He just
He's a lot better than
feasted against Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. Come on now.
A second-year player, and then someone who has no offense to his game.
Also, Evan Mobley was in foul trouble, so how could he defend him? He
Evan
had
Mobley,
5 fouls at the beginning
he
of the
got in
third,
foul trouble because of Thomas Bryant.
and because of the refs, honestly.
Okay, yeah, there was a few questionable
There-
calls,
there-
but
come
yeah.
on now, come on
I'm
now.
not gonna lie to you, there was.
Yeah, with Mobley, I saw a couple of them.
I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a few questionable calls.
He can't say that because he'll get fined, but we can say that.
That is true.
Well,
But going back to the Lakers and Anthony Davis, if the Lakers do make the play-in, which I believe we will, as long as Anthony Davis continues to play like this and stay healthy, like I believe he will, there's no team in the play-in that really scares me. I don't expect the Warriors to stay in the play-in. I expect them to get in the top 6. And yeah, I'm not worried about Utah or Portland. And I believe the only team that worries me is the Clippers because they just own us.
that's out of all the playoff teams.
All the play-in teams.
Oh, play-in.
Right now,
Okay,
right now,
that's
Golden State is in there, but I don't expect them to be in there at the end of the year.
fair.
Who do you have
Okay,
him
that's
taking
fair.
out?
I can see them taking out the Kings right now.
Hey,
Hey, Darren Fox,
De'Aaron Fox is that guy.
Sabonis.
Nah, Sabonis is all right.
They're taking out the Kings or the Mavericks, one of those two.
And then you got Harrison Barnes, who
I'm not
eats
worried. The Kings
King
won't.
James alive.
Mr.
No,
3 and D
Harrison
himself.
Barnes would not score 10 points.
It's
Harrison
fine.
Barnes is
De'Aaron will
gonna
drop a
average
60 piece
35.
on you.
Yeah, De'Aaron always owns us, but that's just because we have no guard defense.
He is him.
He's him.
Westbrook wishes he was De'Aaron Fox.
Oh my God, I'm not worried about the Kings if we have to play them. I'm not worried about the Jazz, and I'm not worried about Portland.
But you guys have to make it there first.
Yes, we do, but I believe we will, like I said.
But the thing is, like, you'll be right there with another team,
Mhm.
the OKC Thunder, if they're not a top 4 seed.
The OKC Thunder will be 15 or 16 seed by the end of the year. I still stand by that.
Wild. They gonna be a playing team, if not solidified
Yeah.
playoffs.
No, they're not going to make the playoffs or the
You ever heard
play-in.
of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
You need more than one player.
Lou
The only
Dort?
team I see beating you guys who's gonna fall, the Jazz. Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, and my personal favorite, Jordan Clarkson, is gonna feast on you guys.
Lauri Markkanen is not feasting on AD, not the AD that's been playing.
Or is it the other way around because Lauri Markkanen has been feasting all year?
Not anymore. He's been iffy now. That's why they're losing.
He's had a couple slow games here and there.
I'm not worried about the Jazz, especially. I'm not worried about anybody in the play-in as long as Anthony Davis continues to play the way he has been.
You got to be worried about Kelly Olynyk. That's
No,
that's
not
one
worried
guy you
about.
got to be worried about. No, not because of his play, but because of the style of his play. He will get you with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis will be out for that series.
No, I'm not worried about that. That's just me though. I believe Anthony
You don't
Davis
think Kelly
needs.
Olynyk will, not intentionally, but kind of intentionally, try to go at AD?
No, I don't.
What?
What?
Wow. Wild.
I'm still salty on that Kevin Love incident when he was on the Celtics.
Cavaliers? You? Oh yeah.
I
Cavs
will,
versus Celtics. Yeah.
I will say, still upset about that. Pulling on Kevin Love's arm like that, that was not cool. Got to let go on that. We would have won that championship. We would have won back to back. But yeah,
That's fair. That is fair.
Debatable.
What?
Debatable.
Debatable? Do you think the
Debatable.
Warriors still would have won?
Potentially.
I agree. They might have potentially won, but obviously we'll never know because Kelly Olynyk decided to take Kevin Love out.
that's right. Like, take him out. Take him out.
Yeah,
Cross him
facts.
off the list.
Literally. But I believe Anthony Davis needs to be in the conversation. I believe more people should be talking about his play of late.
I think
And
everyone's been talking about it. They're shocked he's still playing.
not his
They're
health.
shocked.
Not his health, his level of play.
Oh,
Wow,
his
we can't
level of
lie.
play is guaranteed.
Not
Wow,
in the
we
beginning. In
can't.
the beginning of the year, it wasn't guaranteed though. That's why
But everyone
I
knew
believe
what he was going to do.
he was doing like 20-8. That wasn't really AD.
I know you're a Lakers fan and you want to hype your boys up, but we all know
Prime
Anthony Davis.
prime AD averaged at least 25 and 10.
I ain't see Prime AD since what, 2012?
2020. You just blocked it out. You just blocked it out of your head because we won the chip. So 2020.
But if that was prime AD, he would be averaging those 15 rebounds. You know what I'm saying?
He is going to this year.
No. But if that was prime AD, he would be doing that 25 and 15 like you were saying.
And he did majority of the time.
You got average 10 rebounds, bro.
All right. But here's like a real question. If you think AD and Shea switched teams, both kept up the same production they're both currently doing,
Mhm.
do you think AD is still talked about as much as he is in LA?
I think he's talking about more.
I don't believe he's talked about it at all just because it's the Thunder.
So why do we have to talk about AD getting his praises for playing this well when Shea's been on a whole nother level?
He's bringing up a good point.
That is a good point. I will give you that.
We need people to start talking about my boy Shea. Put some respect on his name.
He is very underrated. I will give him that. He's very, very good. And we said that in the last pod. If you didn't watch it, go check it out.
But yeah, no, they should talk about AD too, though.
Facts.
He's hoping right now.
Facts. But anything else y'all want to add?
Yeah, real quick. Are we done or like?
No, you can add whatever you want.
All right. The Final Four for the playoffs for college football. I don't know if you guys
Yes,
saw that.
I did. Yeah,
They were seen and they were
it's Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, and Michigan, correct?
Yeah, Georgia's number one, Michigan's number two, TCU, them
Three.
Frogs are number three, and then the Ohio State football squad, the Buckeyes, are number four.
All I'm gonna say, Gio, is good luck with Georgia. That's all I gotta say.
It's very controversial. You could have put Tennessee in there. You could have put USC in there. Obviously, they got demolished.
Yeah,
You could have put those guys in there. I still wouldn't have put Alabama, but everybody loves Alabama for some reason, even though they
yeah,
had two losses, they were still like people were, upset
yeah,
that they didn't get put in there.
yeah. I was about to ask. I was about to ask you. Would you have put Bama?
No, not at all. I wouldn't even have put Ohio State. We lost to Michigan. That was a game we should not have lost to, and a team we should not have lost to.
I mean, Michigan is good, dude.
But we're better.
No,
We just did not play well. Our team is better. Their coach is better. That is my opinion.
I think Michigan is a better team, but that's just me.
I think Ryan Day is a great coach, but Harbaugh is a great coach, and he brings up crazy plays.
That's fair.
But I got, I like the, I like TCU winning it all. If it's not Ohio State, um, what I saw against them against Kansas State, they're dogs. They battle. Michigan's not ready for that. And yeah, TCU is going to win there. And then Ohio State's going to win Georgia. And if Ohio State does not beat Georgia, I see TCU winning the whole thing.
I think you're bugging. I believe it's going to be Georgia, Michigan, and Georgia's going back to back. They're both those teams will win with ease round one, in my opinion.
Have you seen TCU?
Yes, and have you seen Michigan? Michigan is the second best team in the nation, in my opinion, behind Georgia.
Harbaugh chokes on them.
Yeah, that's why he'll lose in the championship, though.
But do you know who that quarterback is for TCU?
I'm not worried about TCU, dude.
You're not worried about TCU? Have you watched a single game of TCU? Let me know that right now.
No,
You have not watched a single game.
no.
I haven't either.
Max?
I don't watch SU.
Okay, I believe in Michigan's quarterback more than TCU's quarterback.
No, no, you cannot say that right now. Max Duggan is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, right? He had a heart transplant, I believe, something like that. Something major surgery. Shouldn't be playing football. Getting battered up every single game. Has that dog in him. Wins close games. Wins games he's not supposed to win. That quarterback's going to bring them to the national championship.
I disagree, but that's just me. I believe it's Georgia, Michigan. Georgia beats Michigan, and the national championship goes back to back.
Then CJ Stroud. Hopefully, he's got a chip on his shoulder. Hopefully, Ryan Day comes out coaching. He'll watch out for us. Watch out for us.
We'll see.
I guarantee it's going to be a 2-score game.
I think it's going to be at least a 3-score game.
Ohio State.
No,
The Ohio
Georgia.
State Buckeyes.
Georgia.
We'll see about that. I think they're overrated, in my opinion.
I think they're the best team in the nation by far.
Let's
But
go
say
Syracuse college football.
facts.
It's the only team I watch. I don't watch these other schools play.
I mean, I don't either, but like based off what I've seen, Georgia's insane.
No, I would put my opinion on the playoffs, but I haven't watched a single game for all four teams, so I don't really know what I could add.
That's fair. But speaking of Syracuse Orange football, obviously we did get nominated for the Pinstripe Bowl playing Minnesota. It's a great bowl. I believe we will win that bowl game, and I can't wait to watch it.
Nice. Like it's a good bowl game to be in though, but I'm like disappointed we're in it.
Why?
I think we could have been better.
We were better.
Yeah, we could have. But
After that first loss to Clemson, that 3-game losing streak was ridiculous.
it was actually a 5-game losing streak. But yeah,
Yeah,
That has to
no,
go
but
with
the initial
I-
3 after Clemson. So frustrating.
yeah, that's why I was about to bring up coaching. It's all on the coaching, in my opinion.
could be coach, but also Schrader. His injury also affected the team a lot. He was a great leader. With your best player being out, obviously you're not going to be as good. You're going to lose some games.
I
You don't
mean,
think Schrader's your best player?
Schrader are
Sean
the best.
Tucker's that guy.
Sean Tucker's our best player.
Sean,
He's that
but he
guy.
wasn't really going like what you know what I'm saying? Like Schrader
But
was
that's not
in
on
the
him
game
though.
more.
That's not on him. That's on the coaches. They didn't give him the ball enough. If we
Right,
gave,
but
I truly believe if we gave Sean Tucker more than 8 touches against Clemson, we would have won.
I agree. But I also believe that Schrader is the more effective player this season, and that's why we lost those games. What are you talking about? Schrader upped his level in gameplay. He was the most effective player on the offense. Don't tell me that because Del Rio couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, but Del Rio's not that great of a quarterback, so you can't really compare them.
But you're telling me Sean Tucker should have won those games? He could have won those games?
I do believe if we gave him the opportunity, he could have, like he did last year. Yes,
There's a
Facts.
reason Sean Tucker's like, is he
He's,
eighth
he
in
is, I think he is a
rushing yards?
with like barely 20 touches a game.
Like crazy, bro.
I believe he's the best player on the offense, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
But great bowl to be in. But yes, I do agree. We should have been better. We could have been a lot better. And I blame the coaching more than anything. Coming off that bad loss against Clemson, just went downhill from there up until the last game of the regular season where we won a game that we should have won
Yeah, pretty much. We were nationally ranked.
for a week. And then stuff hit the fan.
Yeah,
was
I was living so high.
Back, same.
nationally ranked, I think, for a couple of weeks, weren't we? We were
Yeah,
top 15 against
I think
Clemson.
yeah, it was 2 weeks, I
we were,
believe.
yeah, because I think we were like 20 something,
Mhm.
20 going into NC State.
Yeah.
Right, right.
But any closing thoughts on Syracuse, Gio?
Should have won more of those games. It's
Backs.
obviously great to see them in a bowl. It's great direction going into it, especially after 2018, and then to now. But I just can't wait for next year. Obviously, I don't think we're getting Tucker back.
Yeah, no.
But hopefully we get Gadsden back. He's a star. You think Tucker's going to the Dolphins?
Hopefully,
If he does, you guys win in 3 years in a row, no
I'd
doubt.
get a jersey immediately.
You guys win
Oh,
in 3 years in a row.
honestly, that could happen because I could see Sean Tucker falling to the second round where the Dolphins be like, oh, hey,
Right. Or the Steelers, Najee step aside. We'll give you some help, in the running game.
yeah,
That'd be great.
yeah, it would. I mean, yeah, we're definitely not getting Tucker back, but keep going, Gio.
But we're gonna have a great season next year. A lot of great players coming back, hopefully. And then hopefully we can continue our success going into it and then beat Clemson. We gotta beat Clemson. We gotta beat NC State, North
Facts.
Carolina, those guys over there. Win the ACC next year. Be in the playoffs.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. You got a segment, Gio?
Yeah, so it is the end of the year. It's Christmas time, it's the holiday time. Jordan 11's coming out this Saturday, the cherry edition. It's a beautiful shoe. It reminds me of the Win Like 92 season where it was all red, but this time you got the white exterior, you got the red patent leather, and then the rest of the shoe is pretty much white. You got the icy soles, which everybody loves. And so it's a great shoe coming out. Obviously, that's going to have to be a cop. So that's coming out this Saturday. Good luck on getting them. And yeah, we'll talk to you on the next one.
Yeah, for video games. Been a little quiet. Obviously, Warzone dropped a few weeks ago. I haven't really got it, but I've heard that it's a good game. Outside of Call of Duty, FIFA 23 also dropped. Not big into soccer, but if you are, it's a good game. Definitely recommend it. I've heard some very good things about it. And yeah, that's about it in the video game world.
Yeah. Um, I might have to peep FIFA, you know. For music, I'm gonna shout out Meek Mill, his album. Um, yeah, good album.
Yeah, thanks for watching. See you all in the next one.
Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Let us know who that cliffhanger was. If you enjoyed it, drop a like if you're willing to. And Gio.
Hey, like a wise man once said, make sure you guys subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.